at the entrance to Oaks Bottom Refuge here in Portland, Oregon. My name is Chad Crouch. Right behind me is Milwaukee Avenue. Over there is a huge train yard. This way we have the Willamette River, and right down there to the north is downtown Portland. It's a very much urban place, but as we go down this path, we're going to enter a different world. I make this walk every morning, about 3 miles, and I wanted to take you with me and talk about it a little bit. So let's go. So normally, right about now, I would be fiddling with my earbuds and listening to a podcast. This is the beginning of the trail, and this way it's about a quarter mile of paved road. So we're down here on the flat, and over here, this used to be a landfill, actually, or a little ways up that way anyway. But it was shut down in 1988. There's a lot of wildlife down here, mostly birds, but I have seen a small deer population. This is the entrance to the Oaks Bluff Trail. This runs along the bottom of a bluff and along the side of the wetland. This is where the birds like to hang out, and this is where I start paying keen attention, looking up in the branches and looking in the distance to see who's lurking around here. So here we have, I guess, the north part of the wetland. And last year at this time, this was all full of water. And so we've had maybe not as much rain this year. But right now, the grass is growing tall. I hear some ducks. And verdant green. The geese at this pond are a new thing. I haven't seen them hanging out here before. I think they like this green grass. I can see why retirees become birders. It's fun. I'm usually just back here with my iPhone for a camera. I enjoy taking pictures of the various birds which I frequently see. Up here in the winter, there's about a dozen egret that would hang out in this area. They're my favorite. They're just beautiful. The wetland is spring-fed. This is one of, a lot of little springs that pop out at the base. This one's a little higher up than the base, but the water just flows out of the base of this bluff right here and feeds this wetland. It's not a closed system. It is connected to the Willamette River, but this is I gather, the main source of the water. So here we are, coming to the viewing platform. And this is my goal. This is my out and back turnaround point. And every time I go over to this point, right about here, and I snap a picture, and then I turn around. And so I have lots of pictures that look like this. So another thing I think about when I'm down here every day is my dad. My dad was diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma. Actually right after his diagnosis, he made a decision to let go of his business. And after he did that, he had a routine which he called his work. He would say to his wife, "I'm going to work." And that routine was to walk about the same distance I'm walking right now to the community center and do some swimming. And he'd do the same kind of things I'd do. He would listen to podcasts, and he would wear the shoes I'm wearing right now. So in a lot of ways I feel like I'm walking in his footsteps, even though he was walking on the other side of the river in a different place on city streets. And last year was challenging for him, to say the least, and he died. I kind of feel close to him. And I feel close to him in another way too. I decided to quit a bunch of work that I was doing, or let go of it, really. So when I was thinking about what kind of music I wanted to make, now that I had some more free time, I don't know, maybe I was overwhelmed, but I decided to just strip it down and do piano composition. Just piano. Every weekday, I'd drop my son off at school, I'd go on this walk, and then I'd go home and I would compose for solo piano. And I did about 50 of those songs. And for my debut, my sophomore release as Chad Crouch, start with the basics. And so I chose the best, my favorite 12 songs. And those songs are what you hear in my first release, called Birds of Oaks Bottom Piano Solos. Well, I guess if I was going for anything with the music, it was just the feeling of being lost for a while. Feeling of hoping the listener would go on a little trip. That album would stand up as an album. The songs would stand up as songs. With this album, I wanted the songs to be a story of their own, at least a little bit.